Parshas Behar talks about the halachas of Yovel. Every 50 years, everything goes back to whoever owned it 50 years ago. That means that if you're selling something 10 years before Yovel, you're selling a house, going to real estate 10 years before Yovel, it's worth a fraction of what it would be worth 40 years earlier. You own it for 50 years, or you own it for 10 years. And they would actually write in the contract, depending on how much time there was to Yovel, that's how much the sale was worth. That's how long you're getting it for, because when the time's up, it goes back to the owners, it goes back to whatever Nachalo was from. There's a tremendous lesson in that. And then the physicality, the physicalness of the world. When you go into Eretz Yisrael, you have to realize that nothing here really matters. You're not here for the land, you're not here for the fruit. What are you here for? So Baruch Hashem tells us, Beferish in the Pasuk, come to Eretz Canaan, I'm bringing you there, lios lachem le'elekim. And Rashi tells us that if anyone who's in Eretz Yisrael, then I'm your God. Anyone outside of Eretz Yisrael, it's like they're serving Gelilim, Avodah Zarah. Why? Why do people leave Eretz Yisrael? For Parnasa. Chaim tells us, I'm not giving you Eretz Yisrael for Parnasa. Yes, it's the sweetest, it's the most delicious land that there is. But that's not why you're here. You're not here for the Gashmias. That's the lesson of Yovel. Yovel teaches us that nothing physical is everlasting. What is? Your relationship with Hashem. Here's an opportunity where I can put you in a land where you can focus on your relationship with me, and then I will be Elokim. But it's a very hard job to be able to live in a world and focus on their B'nai Shalom and not on everything that we're living in. The world we live in is physical. How do we do that? So this is where I think we can learn something from Hilchas Eruvin. Eruvin is very technical. We learn it out in this week's Parsha. We have the Levine had 2,000 Amos around it, and that's how we learn Tchumei Shabbos, Erev Tchumim, 2,000 Amos. What lesson can you learn from Hilchas Eruvin? So halacha is that a Rishus HaYachid, the Rishus of Rishus HaYachid goes from the ground out of Shemayim. Mamash, it goes all the way up. Rishus HaRabim goes up 10 Tfachim. That's it. What's the lesson in that? You have to learn Gemara like a Baal Musar. Someone who makes his home into a private home, it's fenced in. This is my Rishus. And the Rabbim, the influences of the world, everything that's out there does not come in here. It's Yachid, it's Yechidi. It's Yechidi, Echad Yachid Miyuchad. It's private. Then it goes Ara Shemayim. Then it will go higher and higher, Le'ela, until it gets to the Echad Yachid Miyuchad. I had a Suda at a beautiful Yid's house last Shabbos in Yerushalayim, and he was telling me about the different Gedolim articles that he had collected. So what are you talking about? He said, I have a pair of tzitzis from Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg. Told me how he got those. I had to buy him a new pair. Murdered. And he has a yarmulke from Chaim Kanievsky Shlita. So I was like, wow, how'd he get his yarmulke? Like, did he not notice? So he said, the opportunity came up that I was sitting in his home, the Gabbaim had left, it was just me, the Rebbetzin, and Rav Chaim was sleeping. Me and my sister, that's it. And he already had this idea of collecting like a piece, so it's like a souvenir from Gedolim. And he asked the Rebbetzin, maybe I can have, if Rav Chaim has an old yarmulke that I could have. At first she had no idea what he was talking about, because that's a really strange thing to ask somebody. But she figured it out after a few tries, and she said, hang on a second. And she walked out towards there down the hall. And he didn't fully realize what was happening, so he followed her. And she went into the room where Chaim was sleeping. And he walks in and he's like, oh my gosh, the Kadol Adar is lying there. He's sleeping, taking his whatever small naps he takes. And Rebbetzin Kanievsky, Hashem, she went drawer to drawer, fidgeting around. Next, she found the yarmulke. And she's like looking at Rav Chaim's. And she goes over to Rav Chaim, she takes off his yarmulke, puts on the newer one, and gives this yarmulke to this Yid. That was a crazy story. So let me ask you, is this a Rishus Yaaleh or Rishus Rabbim? We know that the Kanievsky fridge was an open fridge. She essentially had a soup kitchen in her kitchen. Anyone who wanted anything, you walk in there, take whatever you want, it'll be replenished by the next day. But it was a Rishus HaYachid. because it was a place that was just for the Shekhinah. This was a place where Hashem could say, I brought you here, I am here, that should be our goal. Our goal should be to be able to create a home, an environment that is not Rishus Harab, Rishus Yachid, and that way we'll be able to go higher and higher and higher, and be able to keep our focus on the Ruchni Shabai, and not on the Zeis Chalav Dvash and the pre-Haaretz. Yaaleh Behar Hashem Umi Yakum Dim Kohen Kodsham Yaaleh Behar Hashem Umi Yakum Dim Kohen Kodsham Nekicha Ashav nafshi, v'loi nishba lemirman, kicha bayim, v'laivam. Ashaloi ashav nafshi, v'loi nishba lemirman. Good Shabbos.